Hello people of YouTube, 'tis I once more, the Crimson Assassin, here today to give you guys another anime review, and it is about time I finally review the anime that I have been dying to talk about, I've been dying to review, I've been dying for it to finally finish. I am here today to give you guys the anime review of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. So the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 follows Yuya Sakaki, a man who wants to follow in his father's footsteps to making people smile by playing a children's card game for the ages 6 and up. So, for a long time, he's been making people smile and entertain them while dueling. Well, he was now given an opportunity to go against one of the big champions and duel monsters of recently. He ends up accepting the offer and decides to duel this reigning champion. So Yuya ends up doing this duel, and towards the end of the duel, he starts to lose. And without really knowing what else he was going to do with the cards that he has in his hands now, he decides to call to the power of Deus Ex Machina, and all of a sudden his pendulum necklace started to glow. The pendulum grants Yuya's regular normal monster cards to now what's known as pendulum cards. With these cards, Yuya was now able to set a scale between between whatever two numbers he wants, let's say 1 through 8, and in between that scale, he was able to special summon monsters between levels 2 through 7, all with just a mere matter of seconds. I know, this pendulum method, this method is broken. I know, it completely broke the game. Let's just move on from that. Regardless, Yuya ends up winning the duel, and towards the middle of the anime, with this new pendulum summoning method within his grasp, he ends up getting roped in to an interdimensional war caused by the fusion dimension, and as the fusion dimension fights off against the Exceeds dimension within this huge scale war, it's up to Yuya and his ragtag team of friends to go and stop the fusion dimension from turning even more people into cards, while also trying to keep his sanity intact as he tries to stop the fusion dimension, also making people smile as he does it. Because, you know, he is an entertaining duelist, so of course he has to do it, of course. So, people of YouTube, this anime, this lovely anime right here, was recommended to me by a YouTube friend of mine and also a real-life friend from school in Placeable Space. He really wanted me to review Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 for a very long time, and now I finally saw it from start to finish. And I saw the anime when it was airing, when it was actually showing. It was over 100 episodes. I'm like, okay, fine, I was gonna watch it. So I was watching a bunch of episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, almost got bored of it, until finally it hits to this tournament, and then from then on out, I was immediately hooked. Like, I was really digging Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. So, as Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 was progressing, I finally caught up, and I have to wait for even more episodes to pile on, and more episodes, and more episodes, more episodes, and more episodes, until finally the anime concluded last Sunday, and now I was able to finally give you guys my full thoughts on the anime. And oh boy, do I have a lot to say about it. So for starters, and let's get the obvious out of the way, the animation. The animation for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is spectacular. It's probably the best animation done in Yu-Gi-Oh! To date. I already have seen a little bit of the animation for Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns, but you know what? That shit has not come out yet, so I'm gonna let it slide. Regardless, at this moment in time, the animation's solid. I really love the animation for Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. I love the character designs. I love the backgrounds. I love the designs of the monsters. I love everything about it. The duels in Arc 5. Oh my god, the duels. Going hand in hand with the animation, the duels in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is some of the best. I especially love what they did with the duels of Arc 5. Integrating what's now known as an action duel, where two people are now running, jumping, screaming, riding on their monsters, and using these action cards that are scattered throughout the land, as they use these action cards to either benefit them or sometimes even, catch them in a trap or something. The action duels in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is some of the most entertaining duels I've seen thus far. It is very fun to watch. And there's literally an action card for everything. I mean, everything. If you want to evade an attack, action magic evade. You want to stop your monster from being destroyed, but you also want to take half of the battle damage. You take miracle. You want to use an action card that you already used at the graveyard. Encore. You want to stop someone from using an action magic himself. No action. It's just a thrilling, entertaining, and very fun to watch. I love the duels in Arc 5. They are some of the best. I really had a kick out of watching the duels in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. They are some of the best. I absolutely love them. Now we really get into the meat and potatoes on what makes this anime so great: the story and the characters. The story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 at first gets very slow. Like, it is a super slow start. It takes this anime so damn long for this anime to get good, which is one of my main criticisms with Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, but we'll truly get into that in a moment. But as soon as you pretty much hit this tournament that they go to, and about episode 25, is when the anime gets really good. And I mean really good. I was immediately hooked the moment when he got into this tournament, because it is literally I had so much fun watching that tournament. It is so damn good. It's amazing. So if you really want to see Arc 5, but you have to kind of struggle through episodes 1 through 25, trust me, once you make it to that tournament, it's amazing. It's some of the best I've seen. My God, I got so hooked. I got really hooked in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. But the story itself is quite interesting. I was really hooked, really interested to know what was going on. Why was this war between these 4 dimensions happening? And I also like how they kind of tackled the subject of war. What drives a person to extreme extents? What drives the man insane when it comes to war? Hell, it's a war about a war about a fucking card game. I mean, it's one of the most bizarre things, but you know what? It's very effective. I truly was digging the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. It had a lot of epic twists. It had a lot of turns, especially when it hits the synchro dimension. Once you make it to the synchro dimension, the story gets even better. Like, I think honestly, this is my second favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Story. Number 1, obviously, being 5Ds, but this is quite a close second. It is an amazing story. I truly love the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. It is the second best in my opinion. The reason why it's only second best is a reason I'm about to get into later, but that's later. And I also love how the story handles the characters. The characters of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. First off, I love all of them. Ranging from main, to side, to support, to one episode appearance characters. They all did their job really well. You see, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal? This is how you do good side characters. Even characters that show up for one episode had an impact on the story. Everything about the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is way better. I truly enjoy it. If you stopped watching the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime because of Zexal, you are truly missing out on an amazing story. But going back to the characters, I love the characters of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, especially the main character, Yuya. I said this in my Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal review, and I'll reiterate again. All the main characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! have to stand out from one another. They can't all act identical. They can't all act the same way, or else it gets too repetitive and too redundant. What are the qualities that we all love about the previous main protagonist? Because they're all unique, they're all different, and they're all special in their own way. Reasons why we all like Yugi? Well, he was the starter, so he literally had no one he had no one to come off to, so he was like literally the starter. We all loved Jaden and his optimistic personality. We all loved Yusei and his smart, clever personality. Yuya's reckless personality. And then we have Yuya, who is honestly I would call the more emotional character. There's so many things in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc, or I'm about to say realistic also. He is very realistic in a lot of ways. Yuya Yuya's character, Yuya's psyche, how they handle Yuya's psyche in the anime. There are so many moments in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 where he questions himself. He questions his morals. Why is he doing this? What makes him more angry? What makes him sad? What makes him happy? What makes him scared? Literally, he's an emotional human being. There's so many layers to Yuya's character that I can just go on and on and on and on about, but he is definitely what I would consider the most emotional character in Yu-Gi-Oh! It is true, he is a very fascinating character. What drives him? What ticks him off? What makes him scared? What makes him sad? Everything about Yuya as a character is truly relatable, and you truly understand what direction that they were going with Yuya. He's just an all out, very fantastic, very interesting, and very relatable. I truly related to a lot of the situations that Yuya was put into. If I was in the same situation as Yuya, I would pretty much act the same way as Yuya. I truly related to Yuya. And if there's one thing none of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Main protagonists failed to do, in my opinion, was make the main character, come off as more relatable. Sure, there were things that were kind of relatable to the previous main protagonist, but what I also love about Yuya is how he clearly demonstrates and truly acknowledges that he is not the perfect duelist. He has so many faults. He's so interesting and so fascinating. I love Yuya's character, which makes him a really fleshed out character. I would honestly argue that he is literally the best modern main Yu-Gi-Oh! Main protagonist. I am dead serious. Because he just comes off more human than anything else. And if there's one thing, like I mentioned, that the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters failed to do, was make me relate to the main character, and I truly did. I fucking love Yuya. He's a fantastic main protagonist. Good job, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 creators, because you knew what you were doing when it comes to making a very interesting main character. Now, I've gone rambled on about Yuya, but some of the other characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, I truly freaking love. And if I were to literally mention every single one of the characters in Arc 5, we would be here forever, people of YouTube. So, I'm only going to take a handful of people, and I'll truly give you my thoughts on each of them individually. For starters, I truly loved and appreciated Gonzaga, as I feel like he is probably one of the best friend archetype characters ever. I like how he sees a lot of good things about Yuya, and how he sees the brighter sides of situations, and how he always cared deeply towards Yuya. Where Yuya was all alone at one point, he only had Gonzaga as a friend to really help him and boost his confidence. Yuya and Gozaga's relationship is quite the strongest bond in the anime. I truly felt a growing connection between Yuya and Gonzaga. Gonzaga, as a character, I love him. He's a sweetheart, and I definitely dug his Super Heavy Samurai deck. He is a fantastic character, and I truly appreciated what they did with Gonzaga. Reggie Aqaba. This guy. Oh my god. I wasn't really expecting much out of Reggie, but my god, I freaking adored this character. There are so many things about him that just really resonated with me, as he first starts off as this enigma. You don't know too much about Reggie. What are his intentions? Was it malicious? Was it pure? You don't know. And his actions are quite questionable, and you don't know where he's coming from. Reggie is a complex character, and by the end of the anime, you truly see and you truly get to know Aqaba Reggie's character. He's a fantastic character, and I truly dug what they did with Reggie Aqaba. He is quite... If you take Kite, Jack, Kaiba, and, oh my god, who is he from GX? Zane. Zane from GX, and compile them all into one malicious, awesome being, that's fucking Reggie in a nutshell. He's badass, he's smart, he's clever, he knows how to handle a bad situation, he knows everything, he already knows what you're thinking about right now. He is a fantastic rival Omo archetype character. I dug Aqaba Reggie. He is one of the best, and I love his DDD deck. his DDD deck is amazing. My friend Implacable Space's favorite character, Kurosaki. Kurosaki, at first, I didn't really care too much, I didn't really like. But much like Aqaba Reggie, as the anime progressed, you truly start to know and truly start to delve right in to Kurosaki's character. What are his intentions? What drives him? What makes him mad? What is causing him to do all of these things? Well, it's completely justifiable, albeit a little cliche, but also very justifiable, and you truly understood how complicated this character was. He kind of did remind me a lot of Shark from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, on how complicated it and just how weird Shark's character was. It pretty much reminds me so much about Kurosaki. So I truly loved Kurosaki as a character, and his Raid Raptors, my fucking god. Yes, I like his Raid Raptors too. Omar. Regardless, Kurosaki's a fantastic character, so he gets a good grade on my book. Another character that I truly enjoyed and appreciated was Yuzu. Now, this is how you do an amazing, almost love interest. Yuzu is bae, almost, and I truly appreciated what they did with Yuzu. How strong she was. How she didn't really rely on too much about anyone. She relied solely on herself. And sure, she was kind of at first jiffy at first, but again, as the anime progressed, you truly actually cared and you truly loved Yuzu as a whole. I especially liked how cute Yuzu and Yuya's relationship was. How cutesy it was, how playful at sometimes it was, and how sweet it was at times. I wasn't expecting too much out of this relationship, but I truly liked this couple, and I honestly, in the near future, and I was actually really hoping that they would actually become a couple by the end. I actually really dug their relationship. And pretty much, and if you really think about it, literally all the things Yuya has done was literally because he just wanted to save Yuzu. Come on, man. I mean, of course he fucking loved her. I mean, my god, of course. All in all, I truly dug her, and I loved her far better than some other girl from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. We're not talking about it. Just get out. Just get out. And that's pretty much almost all the characters I want to mention. Like I said, if we were to talk about all the characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, we would be here for way too fucking long, and I'm already making this video fucking long as hell, so I kinda had to get on to the cons. And I only really have one major issue with Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, and that was, of course, the pacing. As I kind of alluded to before, the pacing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, at first, it starts off very slow, and it didn't really things get good until about episode 25. And it just took so damn long for the anime to finally pick things up, make it awesome, and it just took forever. It took forever. And plus, there's so many times where the story takes place in literally one place for like 50 fucking episodes, and the pacing was very off. Some moments lasted too short, some moments lasted too long, some moments lasted too quick. The pacing was horrible. It was horrible pacing. But that was the only issue that I really had with Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 far exceeded my expectations, and I truly dug Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. If you stopped watching the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime because of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, like I said, you are missing out. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is quite considerably one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! In its franchise, and this anime definitely deserves a 9 out of 10. I think this anime is definitely worth your time, especially if you love the anime of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you truly love Yu-Gi-Oh! And if you like to see the anime and you stopped watching it because of how crappy Zexal was, like I said, you're missing out because Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 is, in fact, amazing. Go check out Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. It gets a 9 out of 10 from my book. With that being said, people of YouTube, I would like to thank Implacable Space for recommending me to watch this anime, and as always, people of YouTube, if you would like to see more from this channel, please consider subscribing, hit that notification bar while you're at it, by the way. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, they're right here, sort of. Follow me on these apps, Twitter and Instagram. And if you would like to see more from this channel, please consider subscribing like I said once before. And tis I, once more, people of YouTube, the Crimson Assassin, saying peace. Whew. Yeah, I did it.